Hello everyone, my name is Justin and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very fun topic. We'll be using the LLM Consulting IQ to see how it can improve an abstract business idea of mine. First, let's give some background to the scenario we're using and the purpose of using this LLM in the first place. In this scenario, we're the founder of a local technology consultant providing any technical service to small and medium-sized businesses and residential areas as well. We're still developing our business plan and want to see the best way we can reach out to clients, have long-lasting contracts without stretching our limited-sized team too thin. So let's see what different ideas Consulting IQ can provide us with and as solutions moving forward. Hope you enjoy. So first thing we'll do is we'll go to the Consulting IQ website and consultingiq.ai and create an account, which I've already done off screen, so you don't have to sit around for that boring part. And let's go straight into it. So once we're in the platform itself, I opened up a new chat and I proceeded to start just making some basic conversation with it just to see how my business idea can really shape what I want it to shape and become what I want it to become, which is a thriving business in the community, helping out everyone. Now, the first question that I asked was, let's conduct some market research effectively to ensure there's a demand for my business idea, which makes sense. And as it created not only a step-by-step process, it really gave me a full introduction, the step-by-step process, recommendations on what to do and how to do them, and then it gave a summary of all of it. So this way, I'm more of a technical person. I have, quite the advanced technical skill set, but it's the business side of things that I can tend to struggle with because that wasn't my forte. That's not what I did in my undergrad. I'm trying to get into it now, but this is perfect for me, especially in this scenario where I'm a tech whiz, but I don't understand the business side of things. I don't know how to run a business. And maybe I don't have the funds to hire a business manager. So this is a perfect way to at least get a head start on how we can get the business off of the ground. Now, the next question that I asked it was, let's find the key unmet need of my target customers. This was actually from one of the business prompts tools that are built into the platform. And this was extremely helpful for just finding the right questions to ask, because plenty of times, as we all know, sometimes you have a question, but you don't know how to ask it. And the built-in business prompts was extremely helpful for that. And once again, it gave detailed using a table and talking which segment it's part of, small businesses and medium-sized businesses, homes, all the different things, all the different aspects that my business could fill a need for and thus gain profit. Now, one interesting portion this was a question that I came up with, is that I told it I wanted to use the Unified platform as my main platform for both business and residential, since I'm familiar and I understand the scalability of the product. So as I asked it, it gave me a full pros, cons on both the business and residential side of things, how I can showcase it to different clients and potential investors, and overall real world scenarios. So that way I can really see in depth from both the business and technical perspective how this product may work. Now, this part is me using this platform because we have a small team and we don't necessarily want to be on call basic support tech 24/7. So how can we remedy that? And this gives us an idea to present clients with different packages, so to speak, which is some are on call support 24/7, some is just basic installations, and so on. Now, where I really like the platform is in one of my later prompts. As you can see, I'm scrolling relatively quickly here because I don't want to just take up too unnecessary time. But this is a really good question I asked here. I understand some of the operational changes I need to make for the business itself. How about on the client side? What can I do to get more clients? And it broke down a good strategy for me to implement for me to potentially gain more clients and just to expand the reach of my business overall. Breaking down how we can optimize the website using local listings, potentially offering workshops and webinars, different partnerships, many things that would then potentially lead to more clients and more interaction with my client base. As we scroll down a bit further, I even asked it a question on just basic business terms. Once again, in this scenario, I'm not very tech savvy. So I need to know some of these business terms. That's why I'm familiar with these things. And it answered it perfectly. Now, getting down to, I uploaded my personal resume into this just to see how, with my resume, it would word into, it would feel it with my resume, how I would fit as the business head. And it broke down my resume perfectly and showed the skills based on the prompt that I asked. It showed me the skills that I would need to lead this business better, and even offered some opinions on how I can get those skills better. So then I proceeded to ask it if I'm currently enrolled in the FIU MSIS AI track, how would this help me with some of the skills? And it answered that it would, and even showed me the skills that it would help with and the skills that I may need still to refine in a different factor, excuse me. So now, with all that being said, I showed off some of the KPIs and some of the business prompts that I use, such as this one right here, the infrastructure scalability KPI and its value to my business. And I personally, I loved every single answer it gave. Not just because it gave me an answer, but I liked how the responses were not vague, but gave in-depth insight on how to improve not only the business model, but even my skill set to be a better leader, better owner, and overall just perform at a highest level. Now, I really like how, similar to other LLMs, it invites a continuation of the conversation to really ensure that the goal is being met the way it should be. Now, from someone who has a strong technical background but very limited on the business side of things, I think this AI platform is perfect for making certain foundational decisions and helping to guide businesses in certain aspects that a technical person might not be too familiar with, such as compliance laws, risk management, and so on. Things that it discussed in depth enough for it to be for it to become something in the mind and something that they at least know of moving forward. But this kind of leads into my second point here, which I think the biggest challenge that might be some people might face using a tool like this is over reliance on it. I think that with a useful and powerful platform like this, what may happen is some people may get so comfortable using it that they don't seek advice from from actual professionals, licensed professionals, and they try to do it themselves, which may lead to some issues later on. Like I mentioned before, with some of the compliance laws. For certain compliances, you need to be trained on it properly, but some people may overuse, maybe even we can use the word abuse this platform, just so that way they can save a few bucks here, but then it might lead to them having bigger issues later on. But I think this type of platform and other AI consulting LLMs is perfect for guides in the industries or recommendations on how to move forward. I think it's a great way to just build your brand potentially, or at least have ideas on how to build your brand. There's immense potential for smaller and medium-sized business like this, because I think large corporations, they will be able to actually have a full team for these types of things and licensed individuals and such. But for the smaller business, the local business, they might not have those same type of resources. But there's many things that I think small business owners and different people using this platform may not be aware of, that the platform can then help them become aware of, and maybe even give them an idea on how to get to the point they want to reach, making it an extremely valuable tool in the long run for businesses to implement in their strategies. So I really enjoyed this platform. I think it's something that's really cool, and I'll probably be using it more myself in the future, not only just playing around with it to see what it does, but might even use it for something I have cooking in the works. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the video.